Anna's life had always been a battle against time. Time to pay rent. Time to care for her sick mother. Time to make it through another double shift at the diner without collapsing. She was 26, with tired eyes that still somehow glowed with kindness. Every morning at the same hour, she'd walk past the old bridge on her way to work, clutching her backpack and a thermos of cheap coffee, whispering a prayer under her breath. That morning was different. The sky was gray, the wind sharp. She'd woken late, missed her bus, and was already half an hour behind schedule. As she hurried across the bridge shortcut, she heard something, a muffled shout, like someone calling for help. "Hello?" she called, hesitating. No answer. Just the moan of wind through the steel rails. She almost kept walking. Almost. But then, she heard it again. Louder. Desperate. Help. Somebody, help. Her heart jumped. She dropped her bag and ran toward the sound. And when she reached the bend, she froze. There, tied to the tracks, was a man, his wrists bound with rope, a strip of duct tape across his mouth. He was thrashing, trying to free himself, his expensive suit torn and dirty. A train whistle wailed in the distance, echoing closer. "Oh my God," Anna gasped, sprinting to him. He shook his head wildly, muffled words pressing behind the tape. She yanked it off, her hands trembling. "Please," he panted, "you have to hurry." Someone. "Don't talk," she said, her voice breaking. She dropped to her knees, fumbling with the knots. Her fingers bled from the rough rope. The ground vibrated, the train was near. She pulled harder. Nothing. Her hands were slick with sweat. The roar grew louder. Come on," she cried, digging her nails into the rope until it cut her skin. The man looked at her, his gray-blue eyes filled with something that looked like guilt and disbelief. "Why are you helping me?" he shouted over the rising thunder. "Because no one helped me when I needed it," she yelled back. Finally, the last knot gave way. He rolled free just as the train screamed past, the gust throwing them both into the dirt. For a moment, there was silence, just the sound of their ragged breathing. The train faded into the distance. Anna lay there, chest heaving, her clothes covered in dust and mud. He turned his head, staring at her in disbelief. You saved my life." She laughed breathlessly. "Guess I did." He sat up slowly, still trembling. "I don't even know your name." "Anna," she said. "And you?" "Daniel," he replied quietly. Daniel Cross. The name didn't mean much to her. But the world would have recognized it. Daniel Cross, billionaire CEO of Crosstech Industries, one of the wealthiest men in the country. But at that moment, to Anna, he was just a man with ropes on his wrists and fear in his eyes. He stood shakily. "I need to call the police. Whoever did this, they meant to kill me." Anna nodded, pulling her torn jacket around her shoulders. "Come on. There's a diner not far from here. You can use the phone." They walked in silence. He kept looking at her, like trying to understand something impossible. When they reached the diner, Anna handed him a cup of coffee. Her hands still trembled. "You risked your life for me," he said finally. "Why?" She smiled faintly. "Because if I was out there, I'd hope someone would do the same." He stared at her, then nodded slowly. "You have no idea what you've done." But she did. She'd saved a stranger. And something in her heart told her this wasn't the end of their story, it was only the beginning. The police came, questioned them, and took Daniel away for safety. They said someone had tried to kidnap him, possibly to extort money. Anna gave her statement quietly, expecting nothing. She went back to her small rented room that night, exhausted but oddly peaceful. She didn't know that Daniel couldn't stop thinking about her. For the next few days, He had everything money could buy, bodyguards, lawyers, security, but not the peace he'd felt looking into that waitress's eyes. She'd risked everything for nothing. No cameras, no reward. Just kindness. He found her again 3 days later, working the evening shift at the diner. When he walked in, everyone went silent. His tailored suit, the black car waiting outside, he didn't belong there. Anna nearly dropped her tray. "Daniel," she said, blinking. He smiled faintly. "You remember me." "Hard to forget," she said softly. "Coffee again?" He chuckled. "Sure. But only if you sit down for a minute." She hesitated. "I can't. My boss." "I already asked him," Daniel said, holding up a small nod from the manager. "You've earned a break." They sat by the window. The neon sign flickered outside, reflecting in the rain. "I wanted to thank you properly," Daniel said. "You didn't just save my life. You changed it." She looked at him, puzzled. "Changed it? I've built companies, earned billions, but I forgot what it meant to matter to someone without a reason. You reminded me that not everyone's out for something." Anna smiled softly. "You're welcome. But I don't want anything from you, Daniel. Just, live your life better, maybe." He nodded, emotion flickering across his face. "That's exactly what I plan to do." Then he slid an envelope across the table. "I don't need your money," she said immediately. "It's not money," he replied. "It's an invitation." She frowned, opening it. Inside was a letter, an official offer. Crosstech Foundation, Community Relations Manager, she read aloud, confused.